All right, everyone, let's get this show on the road. Hello and welcome to the PreStream podcast. I am DSP and I welcome you here. I do. I really do. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the last consecutive streaming day of my streaming week. That means that tomorrow is my day off. Woohoo. It also means today is the last consistent day of gameplay, regular gameplay streams until my holiday festivities begin when I come back from break on Thursday. And I hope that you're all in a great festive mood. Man, we are so close to Christmas now, right? Only a few days away. And I'm sure that many of you now are finishing up your own work and stuff and getting ready. A lot of people coming home for the holidays, etc., etc., etc. Okay? One thing I just want to say to get out of the way, because obviously this is not the kind of stuff we like to talk about on my streams, but if you were traveling for the holidays, I urge you to please be careful, please be safe. Not only physically from assholes out there who are looking to take advantage of people who are traveling during the holidays, but also, yes, with this new Omicron variant that's out there, now is not the time to stop being diligent and stop being cleanly and wearing a mask and washing your hands and yada, yada, yada. No, I'm not here to lecture you. I'm just saying, be careful. We don't know enough about it yet, and we don't want people to get sick and die from it when we thought that we were getting through the goddamn thing, and we were on the tail end of it, okay? Please be careful. I want nothing then, after this holiday weekend, to see all of you back here for my streams, enjoying brand new playthroughs every single day like we always are. Sound good? Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk, because we got a lot to talk about on today's pre-stream. All right? What I'd like to do is talk a little bit about the schedule coming up. I want to talk about some news stories that are hot in the news right now, and then I want to talk about some Christmas stuff again. Yesterday we talked about Christmas movies and Christmas decorations. Today I'd like to talk about Christmas snacks and other similar Christmas traditions. Okay? Awesome. Okay, let's quickly go through the schedule for the week so you guys know exactly what to expect. First of all, right now, you can vote on the games that are going to be played during the Christmas Marathon event and the food that's going to be eaten for Feasting with the King during the Christmas Marathon event by going to the main channel page of the DSPGaming channel here on YouTube, the community tab, click on it. You'll scroll down, you'll see two different polls you could vote on. Okay? Awesome. Now, FYI, it looks like we're playing two certain games, and they're almost a lock at this point, unless an insane amount of people come out of nowhere to vote, which I'm not predicting is going to happen. It looks like we're going to be playing Skyrim as well as Resident Evil 4. I'm very happy with those choices. I really am. I think those will be great choices that could lead to these full playthroughs, you know, moving forward, and I'm excited for that. Okay? There is static on the mic. Okay, hold on one second. Better now? Looks like it. I think we had a loose connection. Are we good now? Cool. Let me know. Confirm in the chat, but it looks like we're cool now. Okay, sorry about that. Stupid, annoying audio hiss. Okay. So, please keep voting. Also, just so you know, the leader right now for the cuisine for Feasting with the King is the Filipino food. All right? Now, I've never had Filipino food before. Just on a whim, because it looks like Filipino food is monstrously in the lead right now. My wife and I looked up Filipino food in our area and the menus, and it looks like they have a lot of unique dishes. Like I said, they have their unique version of fried chicken. They have all these different kind of meats. Like they have this braised pork on a skewer, various different broths and soups, different kinds of noodles, like egg noodles, rice noodles, all kinds of stuff like that. And sorry, my post-nasal drip is bothering me today. But yeah, a lot of unique stuff. A lot of unique stuff. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, wow. This would be pretty awesome because when we together look at the menu on Thursday morning, if this is still the leader, which I believe it will be, it's leading by like 20% of the votes. We'll be able to pick some really unique stuff, like maybe 2 or 3 things that are all completely different. Maybe a chicken dish, a beef dish, maybe some kind of a noodle or soup, and try all kinds of stuff. You know, again, like a tour of the cuisine of the Philippines, which I like when we do Feasting with the King, when I get exposed to this new stuff, and it's going to be a first time for me. Every item, like literally every item I eat, is the first time I'm eating it. Okay? Adobo chicken, some people are saying? Yeah. Adobo chicken, does it have some unique cooking process or something? I think so. Cool. So, I'm excited for that. I hope you guys are too. But please keep voting. FYI, those polls cannot close. There's actually no ability on YouTube when you post up a poll to ever close it. The poll stays there forever unless you delete the post. I know that sounds stupid because it is. Something so simple as that. Oh, can I schedule this poll to close? Well, would I want people to endlessly vote forever? Can I close it? No, you can't close your poll. Oh, okay. Thanks, YouTube. By the way, keep working on those TikTok videos that you're trying to put on YouTube. Sounds like a good idea. Okay. So anyway, please keep voting. But it looks like, like I said, right now, it'll be Skyrim. It'll be Resident Evil 4. It'll be The Forest, which already is a lock from the members voting. And it's going to be Filipino food. Pretty exciting, okay? So, thanks for that. And by the way, guys, I want to give, before we even get to anything important, I want to say thank you because not only has this month of December been a great streaming month, you know, the support's been great, and also, you guys have started to buy into the idea that when you watch stuff on my DSPGaming that you like it and you leave a comment, all right? If more people consistently bought in and said, oh, I'm going to like a video, I'm going to leave a comment, like a video, leave a comment when I watch a video I like, it would help this channel tremendously, okay? This is how it starts. Is you get a few people doing it, then a few more people do it, then a few more people do it, and next thing you know, now you have consistent engagement with the channel, and the channel starts getting viewed positively by YouTube's algorithm again. So please do that. If you're liking all the content I've been doing lately, and you're watching it on demand on YouTube, please like it, please leave a comment on it. That helps a ton. And thanks to those who have been doing it all over the course of this month. Of course, also, thank you to those of you who have been subscribing to the channel. Subs are up this month again, which is excellent. Like I said, my goal is to try to hit 200,000 subscribers by my birthday, which is the first week of April 2021. Currently, as of this morning, we hit 195,300 subs, which is good because at the beginning of the month, we had just hit 195,000, so it's slow growth. Like I said, we're getting between 500 to 1,000 new subscribers every month. I predict February will be a giant month where people are going to come subscribe in droves to check out the new releases that are all coming out in February, okay? So that's awesome. And I certainly hope that you guys are enjoying the content, and thank you for being along this crazy ride with me. Only 13 years I've been doing it, you know. So, now let's get to business. First of all, I'm out of seltzer water today, which I know is a staple. You guys see me drink seltzer water on almost every stream. Ran out because they didn't have a lot this week at the grocery store. I bought as much as they had, and they ran out, so I'm drinking a ginger ale today. I strongly recommend ginger ale to anyone who's looking for a refreshing beverage. It smells good. It tastes good. It's not chock full of caffeine, and you know, it doesn't shock your body like that. It's also not insanely sugary like some other sodas. And also, some people say it's good for you because it settles your stomach. I don't have an upset stomach today. I just like ginger ale. It's also the only thing I had in my fridge to drink outside of filtered water, which I do have here in my thermos, but I wanted something different with flavor today. But it also means I gotta brush my teeth before I start streaming because I don't want to have sugary stuff all over my teeth all day. Okay, so let's talk. Guys, today's an exciting streaming day because today is the premiere. The premiere of Grand Theft Auto 3 Definitive Edition. For some of you, this is the game you've been waiting for all along, ever since I started playing the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition trilogy way back when at the beginning of November. For others of you, you don't care about this game and you wish that I would just move on and do other stuff, which is fine because I am doing new stuff after this holiday special break, okay? So, it's exciting because in the original trilogy of GTA games, GTA 3 number 1 is the one that started it all, but at the very same time, number 2, it's the game that needs the most improvement. It was the first one. It didn't have checkpoints. The saving was kind of silly because you had to save manually between every mission. The driving mechanics were kind of wonky. The cars would blow up like they were like you were driving a bomb, basically. That's what all the cars were like in the game, I remember. And a lot of people hold GTA 3 near and dear to their heart because it was the first kind of adult-oriented game that they ever played. Up until then, the games that you played were kiddie games. But then when GTA 3 came out, holy shit, you could blow shit up, you could kill tons of people. There's really adult content in the game, right? Maybe made you take gaming a little bit more seriously, right? So that being said, I'm excited to see how this works. This game definitely needed improvements. And just seeing graphical improvements and control improvements to this game, I feel it's going to make it, like, just be a completely different experience. And, man, I can't wait to see how it looks because the game was so rough looking. When you play it on PS2 these days, you're like, oh, God. Like, things are barely representation of what they're supposed to be. And now it's going to be the modernized graphics engine that we just had in Vice City, right? So I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are too. It should be a good playthrough. It should be a fun time. And it's the shortest of them all, just to forewarn everybody. GTA 3 by far is the shortest of the original trilogy of games. So San Andreas playthrough was what, like 30 hours long? I think. Here, let me actually take a look at that since now I'm talking out of my butt. I'd actually like to confirm the stuff that I say on my stream every once in a while. Alright, so San Andreas. What the hell? Oh. Only shows 10 playlists per page. Yeah, that's genius, YouTube. Okay, my San Andreas playthrough was like 34 parts. Wow, that was a long playthrough. That was longer than I thought it was, right? So you're talking it was between like 30 to 40 hours of gameplay. Vice City, in perspective, was only 19 parts. So actually, Vice City wasn't even a 20-hour playthrough, which is abnormal these days, right? These days, most of the game playthroughs I'm doing end up being quite lengthy. And so, Vice City was great, by the way, but man, it felt like it came and just immediately ended, right? Right? It was like, whoa. Okay, well, that was fast. It was only a few weeks, by the way. If you take a look at the playthrough, I started playing it, what was it, very early December? And I'm done with it already. And we're not even 3 weeks in. Well, I guess today, as of today, we are 3 weeks in a month. In fact, wow, I totally forgot to mention this, ladies and gentlemen. Today here in the United States is the first day of winter. That's right. Today we have the least amount of daylight of all year. I think they said it's only like 8.5 hours of daylight for us today. By the time I'm finishing this stream of GTA 3 gameplay, it's going to be dark outside. Pretty crazy when you think about it. Okay? So, happy winter to those of you who live in the United States like me. It all begins. And by the way, supposedly we're supposed to get snow this week. We may even have a white Christmas. Pretty interesting. Pretty exciting. Okay. Anyway, GTA 3. I remember some things about this game, and then, but yeah, I still don't remember half of it. Like, I can't remember the plot. I really can't. But I remember distinct things about it, especially my first playthrough. Not so much my last playthrough, right? But my first playthrough, all the bugs and glitches and shit that the game had. I remember this one mission where you have to drive across almost the entirety of the map. But in the original version, not this version. In the original version, there's no GPS. None. So you can't just set a waypoint and drive on the map. You have to remember on the map how to get from point A to point B, like memorizing the roads and shit. But you're timed, and when you're racing to do this, you got to deal with the wonky graphics and the bad controls. And I remember I was racing, and there's a bridge that actually lifts up and down. And I drove onto the bridge. My car flies on top of the bridge and phases right through it and goes to the water. I definitely remember that. So, we'll see how it goes. I predict this will be the shortest playthrough of all three of the GTA games. How short? I guess it's going to depend on a few factors. Number one, how much did they really improve the game when it comes to the gameplay factor? Did they improve the driving? Did they improve the fact that the cars blew up too much? If they did, then much like the last two GTA games I just played, a lot of the missions may be way easier than the times that I played them previous, and maybe we'll just coast right through the game. The other thing is checkpoints, okay? Are they going to have checkpoints so that if you die, you just restart the mission over? Because I distinctly remember a problem with GTA 3 is that if you die on a mission, it doesn't restart, nothing. It's just you got to drive from your fucking save point all the way back to the start of the mission to start it over. And sometimes the save point is a million miles away from where the mission starts. There's not nearly as many like safe houses and stuff in GTA 3 as there are in the future games. So there's a lot of driving and repetition. So, let's see what happens as we start up today. I'm excited. I don't know, you guys are excited. A lot of people have been saying this is the one they're just distinctively waiting for me to start up, okay? Now, later tonight, the late stream also will be exciting for completely different reasons. Tonight we're doing Lost Judgment. Wait, you Lost Judgment? Phil, no, not more Lost Judgment, right? I'm sorry, Jasper. Every time I do that, Jasper freaks out and looks at me like, what are you doing? I'm sorry, Jasper. Yes, more Lost Judgment tonight. Okay? Now, normally I'd be like, oh God, Lost Judgment, people are going to freak out. But the good news here is, yesterday, Lost Judgment was the main gameplay stream. And I thought it was going to be a disaster. I thought that attendance would be terrible. People would be complaining constantly during the stream. Support would be awful. I really thought like it would be a dead stream. But it was a necessary evil because I had to plug away at the repetitive and, yes, boring, grinding side mission content to unlock the finale of the School Stories plotline, which is the major side mission plotline of the game. The good news is as follows. Attendance wasn't terrible. People weren't complaining constantly. In fact, they were engaged in having fun conversation with me. Support was outstanding. And on top of all of that, we made really great progress. Yes, not only did we complete the entirety of the insanely badly boringly designed, really poorly implemented, simp-infested girls' bar plotline. I'm not even kidding you. There's jars of male testicles on the top of this bar. Go watch it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? But on top of that, we then also finished the Robotics Club plotline. So I did more in that stream than I even anticipated I was going to do. Okay? Awesome. And now good news is everything else, all right, is better now. Everything else is better in the game. We got past literally the worst part of the game. We did. Thank God. It's over with. So tonight on the late stream, we have one club left, Photography Club. And from everyone telling me, it's the easiest club, it's the shortest club, and it's not even that bad. So we'll get through that, and then we get to the plotline we've been waiting for like 30 hours of gameplay. We finally get to investigate who is the professor and do that, and I'm excited for that. I really am. Like, I've been waiting so effing long, and I have no idea what this is going to be. So I hope you'll join me tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, for the likely advancement and maybe even conclusion of the School Story side content. And the thing is, once we're done with that, there's not much left in the game. If I want to do maybe the 1 to 2 independent investigations that are left, I could do them. I don't have to. It depends on if I really feel like doing them. At this point, I've done so much side content in the game, I don't even know if I feel like doing them. I might just want to finish the game. And from what I want to understand, that wouldn't be a lot. We're in chapter 11. There's only 13 chapters. The final 2 chapters are pure story of, a few hours each. So maybe a few more streams, we're done. Okay? Which would be great because, as I've told you guys, I do need to finish this game because I need to have it available to be mentioned and reviewed in my Game of the Year Awards countdown. How can I tell you what the best games of 2021 were if I didn't finish them? Right? So I need to finish this damn game, which is the point I'm making is we're there. We're on the precipice now. After 3 months, we're about to get to the end. Thank goodness. Okay? So, that's tonight. Now, as I said, today's my final consecutive streaming day of the week. Tomorrow I am off. Tomorrow is Phil's day off. It'll be a very busy day for me because tomorrow, not only do I have to do grocery shopping for the normal week, but I'm doing it for my Christmas holiday, which means we're buying all kinds of special foods and things to prepare for our Christmas meal, and also liquor, because I need to have liquor for the Christmas marathon on Thursday. And I'm going to see exactly what it is that they have there. I'm going to get some eggnog, maybe I can get some Irish cream, maybe I can get some hard liquor. I don't know. I'm going to see what they have available. Maybe a Christmas cordial of some sort. We'll see what they have and go from there. That should be fun. Again, I apologize. Right now, my post-nasal drip is like a faucet, and it's pissing me off. And then when I come back on Thursday, it is the Christmas marathon. I'm very excited for this. Okay, so what are we doing on Thursday? First off, we're going to order food together. Okay? So we'll pick what dishes I'll be trying during the live episode of Feasting with the King later on in the day. Then we're going to be playing various games that you guys have nominated and voted on, including The Forest, Skyrim, and Resident Evil 4, not necessarily in that order, but we will be playing all of those games during the course of the day. After 2 games are played, we'll take a break to do Feasting with the King, then we'll play the 3rd game, then we'll actually adjourn the marathon. We will do DSP Tries It special double up holiday edition where I try 2 items for DSP Tries It. Okay? Sound good? I hope that sounds good. It's going to be a great time. I'll be dressed up in holiday attire all day long, and I'll be drinking. So, excellent. I do this every year. It's always a great time. And the good thing about it is usually some stuff results out of it, for example, playthroughs and the like. So, this should be no exception this year. Okay? Okay. Then on Friday, Christmas Eve, only one stream. Ask the King Holiday Edition. If you have not yet, please post up your questions for Ask the King. You can just do it right now. Type ! Ask the King into the stream chat. It'll pop up the link. Please post up your questions. The more questions I have for the show, the better it is. If I don't have enough questions, the show will suck ass. I don't want to suck ass on Christmas Eve. That's disgusting. Cool. Also, if you are a channel member, you have the ability to post up questions right now on the community page. There's a members only post. And those questions have incredibly high priority to be answered during Ask the King on Friday. So if you're a member, take advantage of the membership priority. Go post up your questions for Ask the King. Okay? Awesome. Now, I will not be streaming Friday night. And I know some people will be like, oh, but Friday night is Friday Night Fights. You always play Street Fighter. I know, but it's Christmas Eve. My wife has to work all effing day, which sucks. But when she gets home, we're going to go out and we're going to get some Chinese food, which we always have a tradition. We eat Chinese food on Christmas Eve. And we're going to have a nice, relaxing night together. Okay? Then, on Saturday, it's Christmas Day. And I'll be here all day long streaming. Yeah, right. Sorry, I need an actual day off to spend with my family. So, Christmas Day, I will not be here. I wish you all a very happy and healthy Christmas. I hope you all have a great day off from my streams, no matter what it is that you'll be doing on Christmas Day. Okay? I'll be having fun. We're going to make breakfast together. Then we're going to start working on the dinner, the Christmas roast, and other various things that need to be cooked slowly in the oven. While we're also relaxing, my wife said she wants to play some Witcher that day, so she'll play some Witcher 3. We're going to watch some Christmas movies and specials that day. It's going to be a fun and special day for sure. So awesome. I'm excited for that. Now, Sunday I'm back. And I believe next week, my day off is Wednesday again. So I think it's going to be like, I'm off on Wednesday. I'm back on Thursday for the Christmas Marathon. Half day Friday for Christmas Eve. No stream on Saturday because it's Christmas. But then I'm here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay? Now, we're going to go right into it head first. We're going to go head first into more gameplay streaming. But what games are we going to play? I'm going to put that power in your hands. And here's what we're going to do. When I adjourn the holiday edition of Ask the King on Friday, I'm going to post up a poll again on the channel page of DSPGaming where you guys are going to be able to vote. What game do you want to see first when I come back from my Christmas break? Will it be more GTA 3? Will it be more Skyrim? Or will it be Resident Evil 4? So you will vote. And whatever wins the vote will literally be the stream on Sunday. Sunday night will be my weekly stream of Throwback Street Fighter. Okay? Whatever comes in second place in the vote will be my stream on Monday. And then Monday night is probably going to be Halo Infinite gameplay. Multiplayer. Okay? And by the way, I will throw this out there. Basically, we're going back to square one with Halo Infinite again because, as I've told you guys, I really want to keep Halo Infinite in the rotation. I love the game. I think it's the best multiplayer game of the year that I've been playing. Much better than the beta of both Call of Duty and Battlefield. And that's why I keep playing it. But, I'll be on... Hey! What are you doing? Don't you pull on the wire of my headphones. That's a bad kitty. You don't do that. Did you hear that? He's pulling it hard. You stop that. If you want to play, go get the twisty. We'll play with that. Oh, my God. Okay. Anyway. Oh, yeah. In regards to Halo Infinite, I'm enjoying myself playing it. I'm getting better at it. In fact, I think they've started kicking me into the skill-based matchmaking now where I'm fighting tougher people and everything. But, all right, it's this simple. As you know, I'm a lifelong gamer. I play the games that I like. But this is also my business. It is. This is my job. To entertain and to put on a show that basically you guys will support via crowdfunding so that I can make a living doing it. We all know this, right? And there's so many games right now that people are asking me to play. Phil, will you go back and play Condemned Criminal Origins? Phil, you're going to check out this new game, The Gunk, that just came out on Game Pass. Will you check out other Game Pass games? Will you go back to YouTuber's Life 2, which you played like twice and never played again? Will you do this? Will you play this? Will you do this? And I'm like, well, if anything, I have way more than enough stuff to do on my streams, and it seems like a lot of people want to see it and support it, right? Right. So, a couple weeks ago, I noticed a pattern with Halo Infinite. The pattern was as follows. Everyone wanted it. I would play it. People would show up, and no one would support it. Just being honest, the crowdfunding was not good, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I had a stream about 2 weeks ago where I said, guys, if you want to see Halo in the rotation, we got to have support for it tonight. And then people did come out in droves and supported that stream, and I was like, wow, well, support was great. We'll keep it in the rotation. Now, incidentally, last week I only got to play Halo Infinite once. Why? Because it was so busy with a million other things, trying to finish up projects and things before the Christmas week. So, didn't really get to focus on it that much. Stream was slow, almost no support. Then last night, I finally get back to it again. Guess what? You know, same deal. And it just seems to me, would you stop doing that? It just seems to me that this game, for whatever reason, just doesn't get support. All right? And here's the thing, because people want to make excuses for it and everything. It's so ridiculous. First of all, someone actually literally tried to say, oh, but Phil, it's the holidays. You got to understand. It's the holidays and Omicron. Someone actually said this. Omicron is running rampant. And it's the holidays and inflation. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Earlier today, I played Lost Judgment, a game that has not had much following at all since I started playing it, and it was incredibly supported. All my other streams are doing fine. It's only Halo that's having problems. This is not, oh, it's the holidays and no one can support nothing because everyone's broke. The hell are you talking about? Is every other streamer on the planet having a major problem right now? No one can get any support? Do we not have the second largest box office opening of any movie ever with Spider-Man No Way Home? What are you talking about? Oh, everyone's broke. No, for some reason people don't support Halo. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But that's just the case. All right? So here's the deal. I don't want to give up on Halo. I like it. I really do. I want to keep playing it. But I have to see if people are actually going to end up supporting it. So let's see what happens. I'm going to try it again. I am. So it's going to be Monday of this coming week. Monday night, I'm going to play it again. And we're going to see what happens on Monday night. Okay? I really don't want to give up on it. I don't. But what can I do? Again, when people are asking, would you stop that, Jasper? Leave it alone. Hey, now look what you did. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. Jasper, leave the wires alone. I keep telling you to leave them alone. Why don't you listen to me? Now everything's on the floor. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I scold you like a child. I scold you. Strongly scolding. Oh my God. What's funny about this is people watch me talk to Jasper. And they say, Phil, cats don't understand English. Why do you talk to Jasper? You are so ignorant. I mean this now. Does he actually understand the individual words I'm saying? No, he doesn't. He doesn't speak English. But Jasper's not stupid. Jasper is a very intelligent cat. He does the things he does because he knows there's cause and effect, right? Right now I'm sitting here talking to you guys. Jasper's jealous. Jasper's what they call a mojito kitty or a party kitty. He always wants to be the center of attention or the life of the party. Okay? Me talking to you upsets him. Like, why is he not just talking to me? Why is he not giving me treats? Why is he not playing with me with toys? Why is he not giving me rubs? Right? Why am I not getting all the attention? So because of that, what does he do? He does something to act up to get my attention. Did it work? Yes. Now, normally I would just ignore him. Seriously, like yesterday I was playing Lost Judgment. He was in front of the television. And I was like, dude, I'm just going to ignore him and he'll stop. And it worked. Because when a cat doesn't get the attention they're seeking, they move on and do something else. But when he's biting a wire, I have to act because that's an electric wire. And if he bites through it and gets hurt, you know, that's not something you should ignore. I'm responsible for him. I'm basically like his parent. I got to make sure he's safe. So when you see me react like that, I don't like reacting like that. I got to make sure that he doesn't hurt himself. You understand? Okay. Anyway, getting back to the subject. So on Monday, it'll be whatever game comes in second place in the poll for the new game for that coming week. And then it'll be Halo Infinite multiplayer, and hopefully people will show up and support. Okay? Then, on Tuesday of that week, which will be my last streaming day of the week, it'll be whatever game came in third place in the poll, and that'll be paired with Lost Judgment. Now, hopefully, what I'm hoping is we will finish Lost Judgment that next coming week. Really. Like, it's my intention to play, even if I need to play it 3 times, it is my intention to complete Lost Judgment so that we can do the Game of the Year awards and the most disappointing games of 2021 countdown. I want to do these the first week of January if possible, if not the very second week or right away, but I need to finish Lost Judgment. Okay? So, that's why, if you're wondering, why is Phil going to be playing Lost Judgment a lot that first week of January? Because I need to finish the damn game so we can do those special series. Okay? Sound good? All right. I hope so. So that's the schedule. Enough me gabbing about the schedule. All right? I got 2 news stories I want to talk about, and then I got some Christmassy stuff to talk about. Okay? News stories. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, special thing going on today and Friday. If we reach our tips goals for the day, festive holiday stuff, if we reach the hat goal of $100, you guys can pick the Let's Get Lit hat to be worn, which lights up, or you can pick the Santa hat. And if we reach the full tips goal today of $150, then you guys can pick a festive holiday sweater for me to wear. So far, I've worn the Dancing Kitties sweater and the Merry as Fuck sweater. We also have the Dragon Breathing Fire sweater you can see. It all depends on what you want. So let's see what happens today. But yeah, extra festive support stuff. And that's going to be today and Friday. Thursday, I'm going to be wearing that stuff anyway because it's the Christmas marathon. You see, that's why doesn't really factor into Thursday. Okay? Okay. Will I sing if we hit $200? Yes, I'll sing Christmas carols if we raise $200 on stream today. Okay. All right. Now, news. There's 2 news stories I'd like to talk about, but they're incredibly related. The first news story that I'd like to talk about is that the new Matrix movie came out. What's it called? The Matrix Remembrance. Oh, remember the Matrix movies? Well, here's a new one because we have no good ideas for new content. So here's another one. You know, when they keep rebooting these movie series over and over and over and over and over, and they just keep bringing them back because they don't have any original ideas, well, it's the Matrix's turn for that, okay? So it's out. You can see it now in previews. Some people have, can't see it till tomorrow or whatever. What's it called? Oh, Resurrections? Oh, The Matrix Recycled. Actually, that's a better name for it, actually. The Matrix Regurgitated. There you go. That's another one, too. Anyway. So, the reviews are out for people who saw it early. And there's a big dichotomy. Some people seem to absolutely love it and say it's the best Matrix movie since The Matrix 1 in the 1990s. I think it was like 98, 99 when it came out. And other people are saying it's the worst Matrix movie of all of them. It's terrible drivel. They should have never revived the series. What a joke. What a mess. What a waste of everyone's time. All right. All right. Now, normally I would comment on the story and give you my opinion and everything. But actually, we're going to move on to the next news story. Because these news stories are incredibly related, although you're not going to be able to draw the parallel yet. All right? Here's the next news story. A female gamer, I believe it's a young woman, was playing Halo Infinite. And as she was playing Halo Infinite with voice chat enabled, 2 young men, dare I call them Chads? No. 2 young men decided to say disgusting, sexist comments to her via the voice chat while she was playing the game in multiplayer. Now, you might say, what was said, first of all? Well, they made comments such as, oh, she's a female, she's a girl, so she's going to be terrible. No wonder she's at the bottom of the leaderboards of this game. Who would expect a girl to be good at a video game? This is why Master Chief was never a woman in any of the games. And similar incredibly sexist comments. Okay? All right. Now, you may say, why are you bringing this up and how is this news? Well, the truth of the matter is that this is a common occurrence. We all know this. Anyone who's been playing multiplayer games for the last decade knows that everyone in voice chat of these games, the vast majority of them are toxic, disgusting, gross people, spouting off racist comments, sexist comments, sexualized content, and things that do not belong in competitive games and never was the intention of the game developer, yet it's very rampant. I mean, holy fuck, go back to watch some of my multiplayer stuff from 10 years ago, the days of Xbox Live and Xbox 360, playing games like Call of Duty. Just go back and watch some of the commentary that these idiots left on this multiplayer stuff. And it got to the point with me, okay, over the years, that I just got used to muting it all. Like, it just kept getting worse and worse. When I started, it was a joke. Oh, 13 years ago, you laugh. Wow, what an immature, dumb kid. First of all, the kid shouldn't even be playing a multiplayer game like this because it's mature rated anyway. Who bought it for him, right? And then on top of that, they're acting like such a little shit, saying disgusting stuff. Of course, they shouldn't be here with the open mic. Like, who the hell? Where's their parents, right? But over the years, I just noticed it has. It's become worse and worse and worse to the point where it gets so bad. You just can't put up with it anymore. You got to mute it. I mute it every time now, right? Every time that I play a multiplayer game, I mute everything because I can't take it. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to play the game, right? All right. So why is this news? Because the girl or woman, I don't know her age, so I apologize. Probably a young woman, I should call her, posted this up on social media, in particular Twitter. And when she did, it went viral. People just kept retweeting it and saying, wow, this is terrible behavior, to the point where it got to people who work for Microsoft. And the people who actually created Xbox Live commented on it saying, this behavior has to stop. It's time for us to finally put our foot down. Okay? Okay. Now, you might say to yourself, wait a minute. Okay. The Matrix Revolutions has come out, and here's the reviews for it. Mixed reviews. And toxic, disgusting, sexist behavior on Xbox Live. What on earth could tie these two stories together? Right? Well, I'm going to tell you. Here's the common thread between these two events. The people who are making a big tizzy about these things, the people who are up in arms about it and are actually like, oh my God, right, have lived in caves for about a decade. Or in some cases, about 20 years. Welcome to reality, everybody. Welcome to modern life. All right? If you don't remember, the original Matrix trilogy, all right? The first Matrix movie, when it came out, was well received, mostly for its graphics. For if you remember, I say graphics because we're talking about the visual effects and the bullet time. Remember the bullet time scene with Keanu dodging the bullets? And it was like, oh my God, we've never seen anything like that in a movie before, right? That's what it was known for, okay? The plot was good, but kind of convoluted and a little bit unbelievable and a little bit ridiculous. But for the most part, people accepted and thought it was a good movie. Okay? The Matrix Reloaded, the sequel that came out many years later. All right? Quite frankly, I remember seeing this movie in theaters with my friends. I remember the discussion around the movie when it came out. All right? People absolutely loved the action sequences. They had never seen anything in a movie like this before. They were blown away by the action in this movie. The fight on the highway on top of cars, the giant kung fu fights against the two twin viruses or whatever the hell they were supposed to be in the Matrix, and all the stuff going on. The fight, the big, what they call it, the burly brawl between the 5 zillion Agent Smiths and Anderson, in the fucking playground. They're all fighting, a million of them, right? No one had ever seen stuff like that before. By the way, the plot was terrible. Oh my God. The plot of that movie was so convoluted, so overcomplicated. 27 new characters were introduced. None of them made any fucking sense. When you walked out of the Matrix Reloaded, you were like, wow, that was amazing. And also, what the fuck was that? I have no idea what I just saw. I'm so confused. That was literally everyone's reaction after seeing that movie for the first time. Okay? Then everyone said, okay, It's the middle part of a trilogy. Maybe it was meant to be that way. Maybe in the new one, The Matrix Revolutions, we'll finally get our explanations of all that convoluted, confusing plot, and we'll have the epic conclusion that everyone wanted. And then everyone went to see Matrix Revolutions, and it didn't have nearly half the action sequences or amazing stuff that the middle one had, and the plot was terrible. The plot was even more confusing. The architect, who the fuck is the architect? Is it an AI? Is it a VI? Is it a fucking virus? Is it the writer of the movie breaking the fourth wall? Is this Colonel Sanders sitting there trying to shill his chicken? Like, what the fuck is going on? No one knew. No one understood anything. You went into that movie, you walked out of the movie, everyone was disappointed, right? That was 20 years ago. 20 years ago, okay? So when you tell me The Matrix Revolutions was a bad ending to the trilogy and a lot of people had a bad taste in their mouth, but then you told me, oh, they're reviving the franchise 20 years later with The Matrix Resurrection, you know what I say? Great, I know exactly what this movie will be. Probably interesting and great action sequences. There'll probably be 700 new characters you don't care about and don't know what the fuck's going on in the plot. You'll walk out of the movie probably saying, wow, those are really great action sequences and fights, and I have no idea what I just saw. Okay? And that seems to be the consensus. If you read the reviews, that's really how people are, like, reacting to it. And it's just hilarious to me that some people are like, oh, it's the worst Matrix movie ever. It's like, what did you go into the movie looking for exactly? Like Shakespearean writing? Did you... What exactly did you think was going to happen when you went to see a movie that has 20 years the franchise has been suspended, and the only reason they're making another movie is to milk more money out of you? Did you think it was going to actually have a good story? But again, it's as if the people going to see this movie were born yesterday. Right? They don't realize that this is how the original trilogy was, so they go to see the new one, and they're shocked that the movie isn't that good when it comes to the plot and the writing. Like, what? Right? So now, let's get back to the other story. The online harassment and the rampant bad behavior of people over Xbox Live and or voice chat in competitive video games online. Again, anyone who's actually been playing games in the last decade will tell you, my God, it's gotten so bad. It's gotten so toxic. It's gotten so nasty. But here's what's happened in the last 5 years, okay? It became way more accepted for women to play games on a mainstream level, which is good. It used to always be the good old boys club, right? I'm going to play a game online. It's all dudes. It's a locker room attitude. They're saying gross shit, and everyone laughs because it was always like that. Now, things are changing. Women are actually being welcomed to that atmosphere, that place, and they should be. There was no reason because of your gender that you shouldn't be able to play a fucking video game. It's preposterous, okay? So I'm happy that women are now being welcomed into the gaming landscape for once, and we're not having that kind of locker room mentality anymore, okay? I'm like that. Much like when I was in the competitive Street Fighter community, it was the same shit. It was the same, all dudes, everyone with the dude's attitude. Oh, girl wants to play. She's gonna suck. She should go back to the kitchen and make me a fucking sandwich and shit. You know, sexist, disgusting things that people would say. Okay? So, that's number one, is in the last 5 years, there's been a major change in gaming culture that women are now being mainstream accepted as part of the gaming community, which is excellent. But in addition, in the last 5 years, we've had the social justice movement, where people now feel it is important to push forward these kinds of situations to the public and say, hey, this is happening. It needs to be identified. We need to say, hey, stop this. It's bad. Okay? I'm okay with that. But where the fuck was everyone for the past 15 fucking years is my question. Like, why today in 2021 is the day that we've decided that this is an issue and now we're going to try to fix it? Where the fuck were you the past decade? Hey, guess what? Xbox Live existed 10 years ago. Guess what? The people who are speaking up today who are part of Xbox were part of Xbox 10, 15 years ago. So why the fuck is it today an issue? Right? It's funny to me how stuff changes over time. Because 10, 15 years ago, I said, I hated this. I was like, I'm trying to play this game online, and I've got to put up with the most disgusting, like, brain-numbing commentary from these fucking mouth-drooling caveman idiots, right? I couldn't take it. I was like, I don't want to hear this shit when I play a fucking multiplayer game. You know, and I'm a guy. And it bothered the fuck out of me. I'm a content creator, right? And I'm trying to play a game online, and I gotta listen to the most inane, sexist, racist, bigoted, nonsensical drivel. Let me tell you guys something. There's nothing more that I enjoy. Nothing else on this planet gives me more enjoyment than when I boot up Call of Duty or Battlefield. I turn on the voice chat, and the match is a 5-year-old kid going, fuckity, fuck, 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 fuck. I said, fuck, and fuck, and fuck your mother, and fuck your dad, fuck your sister, and you are Chad because of fuck, 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 fuck. And it's common. Common. If you remember, over 10 years ago, I did a video comparing Call of Duty to Battlefield in a year when they both released. And remember, I actually said in that video, the kids would not shut the fuck up with the obscenities. It was just constant. Right? It was constant. And that was a million years ago. Yet today, 2021, somehow this is a revelation to people in the gaming industry. What? People are using Xbox Live, something that I never intended would have this kind of behavior, for bad behavior? Yeah, we've been telling you it for 15 fucking years, you fucking dunce. You ignored us. We all complained about it, but because, let's be honest here. All right, now let's really be honest here. Do you want to know why it was ignored? Because it was a bunch of fucking dudes. Right? And let's be honest, who was the major customer base of video games for the longest time? A bunch of dudes. So they don't want to say nothing, because if they say something, they're shooting themselves in the foot for the people who are buying their fucking games every year. All right? We talk about this every year. There's people who go out and they will buy Call of Duty every year, regardless of what version it is, regardless of what's in the game, regardless if it's the worst Call of Duty or the best. They just buy it. All right? Now, if all of a sudden, you tell that dumbass customer base who buys it no matter what, they don't even have an intelligent thought in their fucking head, just, I buy Call of Duty, I play Call of Duty, right? By the way, you can't just go out there and do what you want anymore on the voice chat. You can't be a toxic asshole. If we catch you and report you, you're out of here, you're banned. Well, that's what I do. That's my gaming experience. I go out there and I just say nasty shit. You know? So that's the thing, all right? That's the thing. For the longest time, that was the main customer base. If you do anything about it, you basically hurt yourself with sales. So they shut the fuck up for the longest time. Now in the last 5 years, we have a movement. Females are now becoming a prominent part of the mainstream customer base. Look at sales numbers. Females are becoming an increasing percentile of people buying games. So now it's prominent and now it's important. No, it was important 10 to 15 years ago and you ignored it because you wanted to make a buck. But now all of a sudden, people are actually actively noticing and complaining about it and posting it on social media. You can't brush that disgusting, toxic behavior under the rug anymore to make extra sales because it's been exposed to the world. So now you feign concern. This could have been taken care of a long time ago. And this is what I mean. This is the same thing. 20 years ago, we saw the Matrix movies. We knew the plot sucked. The new one comes out. Oh, the plot sucks. I'm so up in arms. Where have you been for 20 years? Oh, 10, 15 years ago, Xbox Live was a toxic cesspool of sexist shit. Today it is too. Oh, I'm up in arms about it. Where were you for the past 10 to 15 years, right? These people are so hypocritical. It's just stupid. It's called, we care about stuff when it benefits us. That's exactly what it's called. We didn't give two fucks about the toxic atmosphere of Xbox Live as long as we were making money on it. But now that women are complaining that it shouldn't be like that, and we realize we're going to look bad in the public and it may hurt our sales bottom line, oh, fuck, we got to act like we care and pretend like we're going to fix it, right? Now, listen. I'm 100% in agreement this shit should not happen. I told you, I hate it. I hate playing multiplayer games. You guys see, 9 times out of 10, I have to mute it. 9 times out of 10, when I play a multiplayer game now, I have to mute the chat because it's all that shit. So, I would certainly hope they will fix this. But of course, then you're going to have people who are going to be up in arms. Oh, that's censorship. Oh, no, yeah. Censorship. We should just allow people to say and do whatever they want and be incredibly disgusting to groups of people and be biased and bigoted. Just let them ruin everything because that's freedom of speech, right? Now, let me tell you something, guys, about something. No, wrong. That's not freedom of speech, okay? Here's what freedom of speech is. Your ability to say things and criticize things, all right, and not be jailed for it okay? Not be, not have your stuff taken away. Like, for example, freedom of speech comes into play with the government. Right now, I can say if I want to, and by the way, this is just a hypothetical, I disagree with how the government is being run. Oh shit, do I hear the stormtroopers coming in to take me to jail? Right? Because I said that? No. Because when we live in a country here in the United States, it's freedom of speech, right? And we have the ability to say stuff like that and to criticize. However, people always get it convoluted and confused. Freedom of speech versus having consequences for what you said. That's different. You have the freedom to say whatever you want, right? And you're not going to be incarcerated for it or whatever. But if people disagree with what you say, they have a very active right to verbally disagree with you, and or you verbalize that disagreement to the public, and now guess what? If you said something fucking stupid, everyone's going to hate on you, and this is how cancel culture started, right? And by the way, no, I do not agree with the crazy lengths that cancel culture has gone. I do not. I think that sometimes it gets completely out of proportion, out of control, to the point where it steamrolls people into, you know, the end of their life in a lot of cases, right? But the point I'm making here is, you shouldn't just have the ability to be the most disgusting, toxic, insulting person to someone and hide it under the guise of freedom of speech. Sorry. If you have a point to make it. But don't just be a blatant bigot, a blatant sexist, racist, and be able to get away with it. I don't believe that should be, you know, you want to talk about that shit, you want to be like that, be like that behind closed doors in your own house, and you have the ability to do that because you have freedom of speech in the United States. But the moment you go out to the public space out there and you start spouting out your filth, your incredibly small-minded, unintelligent drivel to the masses, now you're going to be held accountable for it. You see? That's my point. So you go on Xbox Live, you turn on your active mic, and you decide to say that shit on there, and you get banned from Xbox Live. I'm not shedding tears for you, bro. Sorry, Chad. You're banned because you're a fucking idiot. You know, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear complaints about this shit. Okay. All right. Those are the news stories for today. Now, we have one final segment of the show where I would like to talk a little bit about very fun holiday stuff. That's right. Let's talk about Christmas stuff. And today, I was reminiscing about this morning. I was reminiscing about how when I was a kid, one of the best things that I liked about this Christmas season is that my parents, which I really liked about them, liked to make the house festive and merry, and they always had Christmassy snacks and things around the house, okay? So basically, at the very same time that we would have decorations in the house, our Christmas tree, usually we had a big Christmas card thing that we had in our front hallway. People who sent us Christmas cards would stick in there to display them. And we had Christmas decoration. My mom had a big ceramic tree that lit up with lights and little, like, figurines, like holiday figurines she would put out and stuff like that. Okay? But another thing that she would do, my mom, and why should I say both, because my dad did it too, is they would actually get all kinds of holiday Christmas snacks and put them all over the house. Okay? Now, I'm curious, talking about this, how many of these things you guys will recognize and how many you'll be like, what the hell is that? First of all, does anyone know what a popcorn ball is? How many of you know what a popcorn ball is? All right? If you know what a popcorn ball is, type 1 in chat. If you've never heard about what the hell it is, type a 2 in chat. Okay? I'm just curious to see what people's reactions are to this. So, what's funny is, when I talk about this subject, some people know what it is, and some people actually have no idea. They're like, what is that? I've never heard about it. A popcorn ball. Look, oh, it is. It's a mix of 1 and 2 right now. Look at that. I'd actually say it's about a 50-50 split. The thing is, popcorn balls are so prominent in the United States as a holiday treat, but I guess in other places, they're really not. Okay? So what is it? I'll tell you what it is. Have you ever had a rice cake before? Right? A rice cake is basically a little shaped cake. Rice, like steam compressed into a shape. And sometimes it has something to adhere it together, and sometimes it doesn't. I've had ones that have like sugar or caramel and stuff that hold them together. So a popcorn ball is the same premise, but instead of a cake, it's actually a sphere, an actual 3-dimensional sphere, okay? And it's popcorn, that's crunched together by a machine into that shape, but it's adhered together with a sugary, sticky substance. So, like a Rice Krispie treat, you know how it has the sticky shit, marshmallow shit? Kind of like that, but definitely not as chewy or gooey. It's very light. I don't know exactly what it is, but a popcorn ball is very light. It's not a heavy treat. It's like super light. You pick it up, you think it's going to be heavy. Like, whoa, it's like light as air. And it's usually wrapped in a piece of paper that's festive. It'll have colors and stuff to it. Sometimes it's holiday. It'll be green and red with trees and stuff on it. So you unwrap this piece of like wax paper or just regular paper, and the popcorn ball's inside, and you bite into it. It's chewy, but a little crunchy, and tasty. It's very sweet. It's good, and it's a light snack. If you just want a little light snack, you just pick up a popcorn ball, open it, eat it, you're good. The one thing you gotta be careful of, when you're eating it, sometimes it tends to fall apart. It'll fall into chunks, or even pieces of the popcorn will break off and make a mess. So I would hold it with the wrapper under it as I ate it. And it was good. I liked it. I thought it was a nice treat because unlike other things you usually have around holidays that are very heavy, it was a light treat, which is very different than eating candy or eating a cake or whatever. It's like, oh, it's something quick I can eat and just move on, right? So my parents always had like a tray where they would fill with popcorn balls. We would just grab one, eat it whenever we want. Okay. My parents loved candy. Good, because I did too. So we would always have a transparent glass Christmas tree that was basically like a cookie jar, but my mom would fill it with the holiday Hershey Kisses. So, you know, the ones that they're regularly silver, but they're also green and red and sometimes gold. So she would fill it with those, and whenever you have a Hershey Kiss, you pop it open, grab a few kisses, take it off. Ah, nice. And I walk around the house eating chocolate, make a big fucking mess. But it was good. It was tasty. My dad absolutely loved peanut butter. So we would always have the little Reese's Peanut Butter Cups Holiday Edition, the ones, of course, that were also wrapped in the silver, gold, red, and green assortment foil wrappers. And I'm trying to remember exactly how they would do it, because I remember sometimes it would be like open and you'd walk into the living room and you would strongly smell peanut butter, because those things actually have a strong scent to them, right? I'm trying to remember if it was a little glass tray, because I don't think the tree was just for the kisses. I remember that. The tree was just the Hershey Kisses. There was something else that we had that I can't remember right now. It's not important, I guess, but I love Reese's. I do. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups are so good, and having those little ones, oh man. But see what I mean? That's rich, that's heavy. Compared to like a popcorn ball, it's an easy thing you pop in. It's not a heavy candy thing. You know what I mean? Okay. How many of you know what a petite four is? Probably not many people anymore. Petite fours were actually very popular in the 1980s and some of the 90s. And then all of a sudden, no, like, I don't think anyone even knows what they are. Can you even buy them anymore? Right? Does anyone know if you can even get a petite four anymore? No one even knows what they are. Everyone's saying, what? Yeah, look. Wow, people are confused. I don't blame you, because I don't really think that they're actively available anymore. From what I've seen, I haven't seen them in a store. I haven't seen nothing anywhere. Okay? So, what is a petite four? It's spelled P-E-T-I-T, and then F-O-U-R? It's either F-O-U-R or F-O-R. I'm not even sure of the spelling anymore. Okay? But what is it? It's actually, no, it's not a women's clothing size. It's actually a combination candy and confection. All right? What it is a cake. And it could be chocolate, it could be vanilla. In some cases, there are other flavors like orange, strawberry cake that's layered. And it would actually have layers of cream in it. Different flavors. It could be chocolate, it could be strawberry, it could be vanilla. Okay? They're different colors. Some of them are green, some of them are pink. Some of them even had jelly in them, but that was uncommon. It was usually just like a cream. Okay? Now, what would happen is they would cover that with chocolate. Okay? And it could be white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate. And then usually on top of that, they would put some kind of a decoration that looked Christmassy. So, for example, I remember like a dark chocolate petite four. They look like a big cube, by the way. It's like a big square. I'd say it's about that big and that wide. Not huge. You pick them up with your fingers just like this, and you bite into it just like that. And on top, they would usually put like some funny stuff like fake holly, like little red holly berries and leaves, but it was just sugar. It was like a sugar confection they would put on top of that. So it was unique. There's cake, there's frosting or filling, plus candy on the outside. And I remember these because my mom at one point had actually bought a tree, a plastic tree that was made of I said plastic tree made of plastic. Wow, I'm a real genius here. But it had branches, but the branches were like serving trays, mini serving trays, not as big as my hand, like a small little serving tray. And so it would have like 20, 30 of these little branch serving trays, and you would buy a box of Petite Fours, and you would put them out on the branches of the tree. Now, the thing is, you don't want Petite Fours out for more than just a couple of days. They're going to get stale. So you would put it out, and then within a few days, you'd have to eat the Petite Fours off the tree, you see? So that was cool because whenever my mom, the Petite Fours arrived. Oh, awesome. She would mail order them, by the way. We wouldn't buy them in a store. She would always order them on over the internet. Not over the internet. From a catalog. Back then, everything was from a catalog. You get catalogs in the mail. Oh, we're going to order the Petite Fours for the year. So she'd order the big box and put them all on the branches. And so just imagine this. Okay, and I'm not done yet. We got more to talk about. You walk into the living room. The Christmas decorations are out, right? Christmas music is playing over on the stereo, which is now, it's like a tape cassette player playing the Time Live Christmas through these nice speakers, right? You've got popcorn balls, Hershey's Kisses, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Petite Fours sitting on a tree. It's like, dude, this is crazy cool, man. You see why I like Christmas so much? It was such a nice atmosphere at my house. It was like a party atmosphere. Everywhere you went, there was something to do. There was something to look at. There was food to eat. It was good shit. And then on top of that, we actually had cultural stuff that was just for my family. Like, for example, one of the major things we always did every single year was Toroni. Now, who knows what Toroni is? If you know what Toroni is, type 1 in the chat. If you don't know what Toroni is, type 2 in the chat. I'm going to wait a minute. So, just so you know, Toroni is a traditional Italian Christmas confection. Okay? What it is, all right, what most people are typing 2. They have no clue. I didn't think you would know. It's Italian, okay? Toroni is nougat. Now, do you know what nougat is? You ever had a Snickers? You ever had a Milky Way? It's that chewy stuff inside that tastes really good, but it's kind of gooey and chewy. It's nougat combined with almonds. Not almonds, almonds. Okay? And what they would do is they would put these wafers, thin wafers, on the edge of it to compress it. And it would be cut into these like rectangular shapes. Alright? And each one would have a flavor. Vanilla, orange, lemon. I've seen chocolate. And there was another one I've seen once too, and I can't remember what it is right now. So, it would actually come inside of a very small box. Cardboard box. And on the box, it would say Toroni, and it would say the flavor inside. Okay? You would open the cardboard box, take it out. Now it's in foil. Okay? So now you got to open the foil pack. It's like opening a Christmas present. It's so elaborate. You open the foil. You peel it back. Oh, there's the crispy wafer on the outside. So you take it out. You bite into it. It's not hard or chewy too much. It's light. It's light whipped, air whipped nougat. So you bite into it and you immediately get the sweetness, the chewiness. Maybe you get a nut, an almond in the bite. And you're like, oh, it tastes good. It's rich. But then you get the flavor. Either vanilla, or the citrus flavor that was in there. Oh, dude, it's good. It's good. The only thing is you can't eat too many of them. It's heavy confection. You eat 2 or 3 of them, now you're like, oh, I ate too much. Too much sugar in my stomach. Too much nougat. So you only have a couple of them. But again, that was another thing that we always had in the living room. We had when we would get them, we put them in like a tray or whatever. The Toronis. Okay. All right. Last but certainly not least, in my Christmas treats rundown, this was my personal favorite because it was the one my mom would make every single year. But I keep forgetting the name of it. And I'm going to look it up right now because I want you guys to be able to figure out what it is. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here it is. I think this is what it's called. Yeah, that's definitely it. Okay. I never knew what this was called when I was a kid. All right? My mom didn't even know the actual name of this when I was a kid. All right? It's Polish. And my mom is 50% Polish and 50% Italian. Okay? So she would do some things that were Italian and some things that were Polish. And this was one that was a hand me down recipe from like her family. Her mom taught her how to make this. And then she in turn would make these every Christmas for the family. So I'm going to explain it and then I'm going to show you a picture of it. Okay? So what this is, I want you to imagine, first thing you do is you make dough, handmade dough. You roll it, you put it out, a big amount of dough, okay? Then what you're going to do is essentially you're going to make a jelly roll style thing with the dough. But instead of putting jelly in the middle of this dough, what you're going to do is you're going to put various different fillings. Sometimes you would use poppy seed filling. Sometimes you would do walnut filling. Sometimes it would be prune filling. Some of them would have raisins. Some of them would have other various ingredients. I've seen different variations. I've actually seen people make it with chocolate and things like that. But the thing you got to remember, I say jelly roll. It's not cake. It's dough. Like you're baking bread with this, okay? So you'd really call it a pastry over a really like a roll or a cake. It's more of a pastry, okay? Now, when my mom would make these, it was a big ordeal at Christmas. She needed an entire day, all right, to make these. The whole kitchen was off limits. If you step foot into the kitchen when my mom is making the festive holiday strips, you better watch out. You better get ready to cry. I'm telling you why. Because she's probably going to beat you with the rolling pin and say, get the fuck out of here. Okay, not get the fuck out of here. Maybe get the hell out of here. Because I'm making the strips and I need the space. Leave me alone. Okay? So, the reason is she would make them for the whole family. Not just our family. But she would actually make like a dozen of these things. And she would save like one of each, if not two of each for us. And then she would make like one of each for everyone else. You know, my godparents, my great aunt and uncle, my aunt on the other side. So my mother's, my other great aunt. That's right, my other great aunt. And okay, when I was still friendly with, well, I said when I was still, when my family was still friendly and everyone, then my uncle's side as well. So basically 4 or 5 groups of my family would all get this Christmas strip, my mom would call it, from my mom. She would make them all right? And it was an ordeal. All this. So, by the way, now I'll show you the picture. That's what it looks like. So, what it is dough, baked, rolled up with various fillings. This particular one here, I believe, is walnut and raisin, which I think would be great. Walnut and raisins together sounds amazing. But my mom would make 3 different flavors. Okay? She would make walnut, which was basically a crushed nut filling with actual chunks of the nuts in it. Delicious. Poppy seed, which I never liked, but it was like a poppy seed puree. So it was gooey and it had poppy flavor, but it had something else to like sugary flavor. And then there was my favorite, prune and raisin, where it was like prune filling, but with white raisins in it. That was my personal favorite. Now, the reason it was really good, this shit was so good if you dipped it in like coffee or tea. It would absorb the coffee or tea like a sponge. And you bite into it and you would have all the flavors of what you were drinking plus the flavors of the strip. Oh my God. So by the way, I just found out it's called kolachi. Kolachi. That's actually what it's called. But my mom never knew the name of it when she was growing up. And I guess her mom just told her, oh, it's the strips. So she learned the recipe to make this damn thing, but didn't actually know the name of it. And now I finally figured it out by looking at it all over the internet. Okay? No, it's not a cinnamon roll. It's not a paste. It's not, well, you're thinking of cinnamon roll. You're thinking, oh, sweet confection. It's not sweet at all. It's bread flavoring with things inside. It's not a sweet thing. It's a bread that you dump into your drink, and that's how you eat it, okay? But it's when people look at, oh, it's a cinnamon roll. No, it's not. It's not a sweet cinnamon roll at all. Not even close. Okay. Jasper, why are you licking my toes? So anyway, those are the ones my mom would make, and I've heard over the years that there was like tons of variations. I heard people say, oh, I make it with like meat inside, right? Or like I said, chocolate. So I make it with chocolate roll. Chocolate? It was always for us, it was those 3 traditional ingredients. The walnut, the poppy, or prune with raisins. But I guess you could technically put whatever the hell you want in there. And it tastes great, by the way. It does. It tastes great. So, now people want cooking with the king. Listen, I can't make that shit. You don't want me trying to make those. That would be the biggest bastardization. I don't bake. You want to know what that is? That's a recipe for fucking disaster right there. If you want me to bake those things, I'll burn the house down and come out with these sticks of charred. You know what I'm saying? That would not be a good choice. That would not be a good choice to have me do that, okay? All right, so anyway, let's get the shout-outs, my friends. Thanks for listening to my stories, my Christmas stories this morning. Okay. So, let's see here. It looks like our first YouTube side contribution this morning is from Need for Beans, who did a super chat, and he says, GTA 3 is my favorite childhood game. I'm excited for today. Awesome. Good to hear. I don't know why you were playing that as a child, because it's not a children's game. But, oh my god. Oh, I'm sorry. Bah humbug. Bah humbug. Ah, disgusting belch. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to do that. That was the ginger ale. Sorry about that. Thank you, Need for Beans. Babu Chan has renewed their membership for 3 months, says, let's go. And then also did a super chat. Thank you, Babu Chan, for the support this morning. Ruby did a super chat, says, what was the memorable song in the recent San Andreas Vice City playthroughs, and what songs do you remember from GTA 3? For San Andreas, I would say White Wedding from Billy Idol was a huge one for me. And just, a lot of R&B music and or rap music was pretty good. I'm not like, for example, Dr. Dre was in there and stuff like that. That was good. Vice City, oh my god. The thing about Vice City is that there's so many notable songs that, like, I couldn't even mention them. You know what I mean? Like there's Automatic, there's freaking, Toto, Africa, there's, oh my god. Almost all the pop music in that game is amazing. Sadly, I can't even mention a couple of the songs because this video will get blocked by me even saying the fucking name of it. As for GTA 3, here's the thing. I don't know. I actually don't know. What's in GTA 3? We're about to find out. And by the way, I'll forewarn everyone, there may be video blocking music in this fucking game. Oh, I just know a video is going to get blocked today. I just know it. And I'm going to have to edit out the sound. It's going to take 14, 17 hours, and everyone's going to complain. Okay. Hafiz bin Azil did a super chat and says, why does 1 Minute Man never use stream elements? Well, I've explained this many times. I'll explain it again. Earlier this year, something went wrong with Streamlabs. I don't even know what it was, because when I asked Streamlabs, they never answered. Okay? I used to use Streamlabs to take in contributions for my streams when I was on Twitch. And then all of a sudden one day, the tips page wouldn't load for anybody. It's just like it didn't exist. Okay? There's loud noise outside. I think someone's backing up a truck. So, during that day or two when I was trying to figure it out, alright, I basically announced, hey guys, you can send tips directly to my PayPal if you would like. But I'm going to try to figure out an alternative solution to all of this. Okay? During that day, alright, 1 Minute Man wanted to tip. And so, 1 Minute Man tipped directly to my PayPal. Okay? And what ends up happening is when you do that, there's no pop-up on the stream ever. It just goes directly to the PayPal. I can still get the message and everything, but I have to manually check my PayPal, or sometimes I get emails to say, hey, you got a contribution via PayPal. So, that's what happened is this person, I think it's he, I don't know actually, because I don't have any identity information. They sent me a contribution that stream when I couldn't get anything via Streamlabs. They sent it direct to the PayPal. For whatever reason, when I got Stream Elements the day later, and I said, hey, everyone, here's the new link. You can tip me via Stream Elements now moving forward. They just decided to never use Stream Elements. You know what it might be? It might be that they were upset that they had to, go this extra way to do it. And they're like, fuck this. If I just send it direct to your PayPal from now on, I don't ever have to worry about Streamlabs or Stream Elements or whatever going down. And in particular, I think this person just doesn't care about on-screen recognition, because if they did, obviously they would go out of their way to use Stream Elements. I think this is more of a person who watches the content all the time, likes the content, and sees days when things are slower, and that's when they contribute. They want to help out on the days when they know it's going to actively help more. Because some people say, well, why don't they contribute every day? Well, I've noticed on days, for example, if we have if we hit all the goals, then they won't contribute that day, which is fine. We hit all the goals. You see? I think this is someone who likes the content so much they're here every day behind the scenes. They're not an active chatter or anything, but they like the content. And then if there's a day when it's slow or a day when we're not hitting the goals, they contribute to try to help for that. But then they don't need to do that on days when we've done it already. All right? And they don't want to be hindered with Stream Elements, Streamlabs bullshit. They'll just do it through PayPal itself. So there you go. All right? That's my guess. I mean, this is all speculation. Jack Barstol to the super chat saying, I thought you started muting voice because people would identify you and immediately make fun of you. No, actually it was because people were saying fucked up stuff, and I was afraid at that point, because I became a live streamer, that I was going to get banned for putting this stuff on my stream. If you remember, people just got to the point where it was extreme. They were saying the N-word, and they were just doing fucked up stuff in general. I was like, oh God, I don't want this on my stream. So I had to start muting it. It had nothing to do with them making fun of. If anything, making fun of me is the tamest thing you can do. Who cares about that? But do you want to think I want my livelihood taken away from me because some asshole is saying something racist via voice chat and now I broadcast it all over the internet? I'd be the one held responsible. That's why I started doing it. So Jack, you're absolutely 100% wrong. Very nice. Wolf's Paradox has re-upped the membership for 7 months and says, I'm ready for, yeah, yo, fresh. Is that in the game? Cool, because I like that song. Watch that one be a video blocker. Thank you for the re-upping of your membership. The Villain also re-upped his membership as a super supporter level for 8 months and says, Phil, you plan on playing Final Fantasy Origins Stranger's Paradise? I don't know. When does it come out? I thought that the beta was interesting because I actually liked the graphics and the gameplay of the beta until the bosses, and I thought the bosses were blatant rip-offs of Dark Souls. I didn't like it. So I need more information on that to make any kind of an answer. Okay? All right. Tips this morning. Anso Kamaru to the $1.50 is very upset with me. He says, lol, you do realize not everyone who likes sexual, lewd, or dating content in video games isn't a single shut-in sim or people in unfulfilling relationships, right? It's 100% okay to not like that kind of content, but you shouldn't generalize people. Anso Kamaru, as you know, I am one person. I'm not more than one person. So therefore, I give you my takes based on my own perspective and my own personal experience and situation. And this is my opinion. You can completely disagree with me on this one. And it's okay if you do. I swear to you, it's okay if you do. In my opinion, if you are in a meaningful, loving relationship, if you have enough romance in your real life, okay, you don't go seeking that in a fantasy world. Okay? The reason that I play video games primarily is to simulate an experience that I could not actually have in real life. If I could go outside right now and grab an insanely gourmet piece of pizza and eat it, why would I play a video game in my house where I could grab an insanely gourmet piece of pizza and eat it? I would go do the real thing, right? Right. I mean, does that make sense? That's my logical, rational line of thought here. So, if I have a personal romantic relationship in my life that fulfills all of my needs in that regard, I don't then need to play a video game that simulates a romantic relationship. Do you see? If there were zombies standing outside my house ready to slaughter, I wouldn't have to play a zombie game because it's real outside my house. You understand? You get it? That's the whole point of video games is to simulate an experience you can't actually get right now in real life. You know, right now, if I could get 17 weirdo fighters to stand in front of my house and I could go out there and fight them, I wouldn't need to play Street Fighter. You see? So I'm sorry, and this is my personal take and experience, and again, you could disagree. If you have a relationship in your real life, right now, you have a relationship, but then you go play games with simulated romance and you have a waifu in a video game, what's going on in your life? Why do you need a virtual girlfriend if you have a real one? Right? Or vice versa. Why do you need a virtual boyfriend or a guy? What do they call the guy? It's not the waifu, the male version. I forget what it's called. If you have someone you're with, and you know what I mean, why do you need that? You know? You're supposed to have the real thing. Now, I'm not saying, oh my God, you're cheating, right? You are cheating on someone and stuff like that. That's not what I'm saying. That's extreme. But you understand the point I'm making is if you're happy with your life, you don't then seek out supplemental ways to create that situation in your life again in a virtual world. Okay? You just don't. I just don't understand it. You know? I don't. Because I'm happy in my life with my personal relationship with my wife. So why do I seek out, why would I do that? Why would I look online or whatever for that? You know what I'm saying? You know? An anonymous $2 tipper said my oldest nephew is closed-minded and will only play FIFA and Fortnite and refuses to try anything else. That's sad. I mean, you know, more power to them to play what they like. And no one should say, oh, how dare you play this and not open your you know. Let me put it this way. You shouldn't shame someone for only playing a certain type of game if they really just won't listen. But at the very same time, I feel like I wish that people would open their horizons more. Because I used to be exactly like that. I can speak from experience. When I was in the competitive fighting game community, all right, everything was Street Fighter to me. I mean it. Like, everything around me was, how does that relate to Street Fighter? I'm going to buy a new console. Well, what Street Fighter games are on it? That, you know, that, and you know, basically, video games were an afterthought to me having a good time with Street Fighter. Not to say I didn't play other games, so I absolutely did. There were PC games I played, MMOs I played. There's other things I played, but in general, it was just Street Fighter fighting games, constant for me. And I had that tunnel vision mentality that I didn't want to hear or see about anything on the outside. I ended up missing the whole PS2, GameCube, early Xbox era. I completely ignored and missed out on because I was so up my own butt. Tunnel vision, Street Fighter. And that was so bad. And now I go back and I experienced these games for the first time with you guys. And I'm like, man, I missed out. Team I Go Gamer tipped me $1.50, says, what if 10 years later they dig up old stuff that make a person looks bad and start a witch hunt? Could it be justified, or is there a cutoff time frame? For me, all right, I feel that people do change over time. I know that that's the case because I have. For me, I believe that people can mature, that people can grow up and be better people. And so if someone has shown actively over time that that's what they've done, then I do not believe they should be held accountable for the sins of their past as long as they've shown genuine remorse for them. No, you shouldn't go back in time and find something someone said 10 years ago and act like they just said it yesterday. That person very well may have completely changed who they are and their mentality. You know, they could have been immature and stupid 10 years ago, and now they're like the wisest person because of the shit they've been through because of, you know, having that life experience. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Chicken Man tipped $1.50, says you can have true Christmas treats without having homemade Christmas cutout cookies. Growing up, I'd eat tons of them. We would do that too. We would do sugar cookies, actually. Not necessarily cutouts, but we did sometimes do shapes. Like, it would be like the shape of a gingerbread man or a star or a tree or a house. We always would do sugar cookies like that. We'd sprinkle that like red or green sugar on top that colors it. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah. Very good. Let's continue. What? Hardy Buck. I don't even remember this. Hardy Buck tipped me $1.50 and says the following. Listen to this one. Looking back over what happened this year, have you followed up on getting compensation from the Game Developers Conference who used God of War clips from your stuff at their press conference? It's blurred, but it's obviously you. No. No. I did not seek monetary compensation from the Game Developers Conference. No. However, I'm very upset. And they better, they better acknowledge me. Blur me out. This face? You dare blur out this face? Well, I guess they wanted the people at the conference to retain their sight. That's probably what it was. All right, Jason, thank you for the tip. I've read your tip. I acknowledge what you're saying. Thank you. And appreciate that. It was something that he just wanted me to see, basically. Anzo Kamaru to the $1.50 says, how about people... Well, let's try this again. What about married women who love romance films? It's more along the lines of getting attached to the characters and wanting to see them happy or do a certain thing. Okay. What about it? That's fine. Right? There's a difference between watching a romance film and enjoying the fact that you feel that there's good people in the film who had a happy ending, as opposed to, like, putting yourself into the shoes of that person and having a weird belief that this is like you and you're in that situation and you're lusting over the people who are in it and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a definite difference. There is. The virtual girls bar shit in Lost Judgment literally has nothing to do with Lost Judgment. It has nothing to do with anything in the game. It's put there to have fan service for the people who buy those games because they say in Japanese culture, this is a thing. We need to have the virtual dating with the virtual girls. It's the only reason it's there. It serves no other purpose. It's not, oh, I really feel good for Yagami and I want him to have a girlfriend in the game. No, it's there for fucking fan service for the people who are lusting over women in the game. It's that simple. That's the only reason it's in there. It serves no other purpose. The one tiny tidbit of story you get out of 4 to 5 hours of gameplay could have literally just been given up in a second. Okay? Excalibur 4 has tipped me $1.50 and says, I want to tell you, because you're a Spider-Man fan, the new movie is epic. People call it the best Spidey movie yet. I agree. Maybe sometimes when you get a chance, you should catch it up. It's full of surprises. I've heard many good things about Spider-Man No Way Home. Many. And that's a good thing, that they finally made like the ultimate, penultimate Spider-Man movie for everybody. I would like to see it. I'll likely see it when it hits Disney Plus, whenever that may be. I'll probably give it a watch. Okay. Black Mamba tipped $1.58 and says, Lord of the Rings turns 20 years old today. Any thoughts? Ever seen or heard of it? No, I don't know what that is. What the hell is Lord of the Rings? Some guy sitting there with a bunch of fucking onion rings or chicken rings. He's slurping them up with dipping sauces or something. Or you talking about the Mandarin from Marvel movies with all his rings? Lord of the Rings? I don't know. No, I love the Lord of the Rings movies. They were my favorite movie trilogy of all time at the time when they came out. I went to the movies and saw most of them at least twice with my dad because we both liked it. My dad had read the Lord of the Rings books and then saved the books and gave them to me. I read his copies of Lord of the Rings and I loved it. And so when the movies came out, man, we were pumped. We were excited and we went and saw them together. It was such a nice experience. Okay. I keep saying penultimate wrong. I know. That's not what it means. Penultimate means next to last. And I said it wrong again. Okay. Shout out to Jamie Green, who has upped his membership. It says big ups. Thank you, Jamie, for that. Son Robin did a super chat. Said, what about NBA stars that play 2K? What about? Nathan Smith did a 5-pound super chat and says, I got to the end of GTA 3 but gave up on the mission where you have to go around destroying the drug huts around the 3 islands. I don't remember that at all. I don't. So I guess we'll see what happens when I play because I don't remember that. Okay. Nova Attack says the point of fair use is you don't need permission from the copyright holder. Are you aware? No, that's correct, but you're supposed to give credit. If, for example, right now, someone says, "Oh, I'm going to do a review of Spider-Man No Way Home," and you have footage of Spider-Man No Way Home in your review, you're still supposed to give credit for that and say, oh, just so you know, this is footage of the movie that's available right now from you know, Marvel Pictures, and this footage is their property, blah, blah. You're not supposed to say, oh, this is footage, and let's blur out faces in the footage to pretend like it's not someone else's property. There's a difference. If someone used my footage and blurred my face out, they did it for a reason. They didn't want to act like they took my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could have easily said, oh, here's the footage from a content creator called Darkside Phil, and here's how it's an example of what we're trying to say. Instead, they blur me out and act like I don't exist. Bullshit. Bullshit. Okay. Bullshit. Sorry, I got excited. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's end of pre-stream, right? Do I give credit to the game creators before I start a playthrough? I always do. I always boot the game up. I say, here we go, and we see the boot up screen together, and the credits roll and everything, and they all get property. That's correct. Yes. Okay. All right. I think it's time to end the pre-stream.